Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Art. Happy birthday to you.
Art the Clown is 15 years old, and it's hard to believe that the slasher clown of the people only just made his mainstream splash in 2022 with the release of Terrifier 2 in theaters. Having made $15.7 million at the box office on what was meant to be a limited run of a few days, it instead managed to chug out a few weeks. Typically, $15.7 million spells doom for countless other films, but Terrifier 2 was made on a budget of $250,000 and was heavily funded by fans. The film's success has not only kicked off the return of slasher films, spawning a dozen or more new slashers this year alone, but it has also shined a spotlight on independent horror films, opening the door for films that would not have had a chance to make it in the theaters in the past. The Mean One, Christmas Bloody Christmas, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and Mad Heidi are just some of the films that hit the big screen because of Terrifier 2's success. Now, we have covered Easter eggs, theories, we've gone behind the scenes for both films, and hosted several interviews in the past. And just when you thought you knew everything, here are 5 more things about the Terrifier franchise that you may not have, or probably, heard of.
Number 5.
Some, maybe most, will know this, but this is for the newer fans of Art the Clown and the Terrifier franchise. Now, you may have stumbled across a third film in the franchise, 2013's All Hallows Eve, a horror anthology filmed, edited, written, and directed by Damien Leone. All Hallows Eve features 3 segments within a main story that unfold on a videotape that was snuck into the kids' trick-or-treat bag that night, and they convinced their babysitter to watch it. Two of the 3 segments in All Hallows Eve were filmed a few years prior to the anthology and were used to complete the film due to timing constraints. The first segment, we see a young woman named Casey who is drugged and kidnapped by Art the Clown while waiting for a train. This footage is from 2008's short film The Ninth Circle, Art's debut. The third segment features a costume designer driving down an isolated road, and she stops to get gas at a local gas station when she encounters the gas station attendant throwing Art off of the property after he decorated the bathroom walls with feces. This segment is from Damien Leone's second short film, Terrifier, in 2011. Now, if you're wondering if you need to watch the anthology in order to connect any of the dots to the 2 feature films, you don't. Damien Leone recently revealed at a recent Q&A that we attended that this film is not in the same universe. Meaning that my theory about who Art the Clown is officially flushed down the toilet.
Number 4.
Director, actress, stunt performer, Jenna Cannell appeared in the first full-length Terrifier film released in 2016 as Terror. She was our lead protagonist who manages to fend off Art through the majority of the first 2 acts of the film, before Art turns the tables on her by shooting her when she has him on the ropes. While Tara may be one of the best fake-out final girls, but did you know that originally, Jenna Cannell had auditioned for a role in The Ninth Circle? She ended up not taking the role, but her audition left an impression on Damien Leone, And when it came time to cast for the role of Terror, there was no other choice, and he offered her the role without having her audition for the part. Cannell's lifestyle crossed into the film, possibly making it better due to a location change in the beginning of it. Originally, Tara and Dawn were supposed to grab a bite to eat at a burger place, but in real life, Jenna Cannell is a vegetarian. The location was changed to Deer Hill Pizzeria, which honestly seems to fit a lot better because, I don't know about you, when I think of New Jersey food, burgers don't come to mind, pizza does.
Number 3.
Towards the end of Terrifier 2, Sienna is lured to an old carnival where Art the Clown and the little pale girl have trapped Jonathan inside the Terrifier funhouse. This was the first scene filmed during production, and luckily enough, it was around Halloween. So little set decoration was required because the carnival had already been decorated for the holiday. And who would have guessed that they would have the perfect fun house for them to use in the film as well? No one, because it doesn't exist. Well, sort of. The exterior of the funhouse was designed by Steve McGinnis, and it is no wider than 40 inches. Yes, think about it. You are correct. The Terrifier funhouse is a miniature facade that is slightly bigger than the doorway in your home. It was constructed from a sheet of press board where McGinnis penciled the design before painting it with acrylic paints. While Damien Leone and Phil Falcone built many of the sets in the film, the interior of the funhouse was not one of their creations. In fact, the funhouse itself is a haunted house attraction in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it is called the Fright Factory. That bathroom didn't require too many touch-ups and already looked that way.
Number 2.
The Little Pale Girl was originally inspired by a character from a 60s Fellini movie based on the story by Edgar Allan Poe, Spirits of the Dead. The main character in the film, Toby, is being visited by the devil through visions of a girl holding a white ball that he sees throughout the movie. Like the Poe story, the Little Pale Girl was originally intended to be more angelic. Dressed like a girl from the 60s, wearing a sundress with flowers on it and having a flower tucked just behind her ear. This would change due to the popularity of Art the Clown on the HorrorCon scene, as Leone was frequently tagged in pictures of cosplayers of both men and women dressing up as Art the Clown, and he knew he had to jump on it. Still being a year out from the start of production, Leone saw this as an opportunity to take advantage of the popularity of the character and transform the character into the vile mini version of Art that we have today.
Number 1.
The original ending for Terrifier 2 was far different from what we see in the film today. In the original ending, Victoria is still locked in her room, but she's not pregnant. How the scene plays out is slightly similar though. The nurse is conducting her rounds at the sanatorium when she hears Victoria singing the Clown Cafe song. She goes to check on her, peers inside the room, and notices Victoria sitting on the floor, scratching and digging away at the back of her head, her hands covered in blood. This prompts the nurse to rush inside with Security Burke. Victoria falls to the floor screaming, luring the nurse in closer, and when the nurse goes to check the wound, she has her fingers bitten off. Burke tackles Victoria to the ground to get her under control, but Victoria manages to pull her arms free. She rips out her scalp, revealing that Art's face has grown on the back of her skull like a tumor. The ending was changed after Damien Leone had seen the film *Malignant*, which featured a similar premise to the film's ending. And while Victoria giving birth to Art's head was not originally planned, it paired well with the scene they had filmed months earlier with the little pale girl walking away from Sienna and Jonathan while cradling Art's head like a baby. Do you agree with our list, or do you have a suggestion for something that we should cover in a future list? Let us know by dropping that in the comments. And don't forget,
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
thank you as always. We appreciate you for watching, and until the next.
See ya.